Hey guys, quick warning for you die-hard car people. I'm sorry, I call parts on this 240 you're about to see wrong names, and I have said a lot of stuff that probably does not make sense. This video was recorded at about late April, early April, sometime around then. And then the last part of this video was recorded right before I went to actually go work in a shop, and I have learned a lot since then. So this is just present me apologizing for past me mistakes. I hope you can just put that aside. I have gone back over and tried to correct everything. So if I miss something, don't get too upset. I'm sorry. I hurt your feelings. Anyways, do enjoy. Thank you. Out on the lakefront with the Z. Got my little work light here. Got the hood popped open. She's seen better days, but you know, $1,000. Where else are you going to find a complete engine bay? I mean, come on. I know it's not looking the greatest right now, especially that, but hey, everything's here. One thing that is not here is the cap that goes to this. You know what? That's still worth something. Another good feature of this car, all of my lights work, surprisingly. We have our headlights, we have our side markers, the back markers, and taillights. Look at that. Isn't that something? We even have, if we look in here, the little indicator saying that we have lights. So I think what I'm going to do now is get the interior cleaned up while I wait for the engine to soak just a little bit more. Then I'm going to take the radiator out, because if you come over here, it's really, really bad. The crank is like right down in there. It's very annoying to get to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the radiator out anyways, because it's probably need a new one, or just to be record. I think just getting a new one's gonna be cheaper anyways. But yeah, we're gonna focus on the inside a little bit while, like I said, waiting for that to soak over there. So I'll get back to it in just a second. So I started working on the glove box, trying to empty it out. There's some of the trash in there, and your boy has seen some action. Goodness. Yeah, that's one for the books, I guess. Let's hope we don't find those anymore. I mean, the seat is looking a little better, just still dusty, but glove box is being cleaned out, and I did clean up the floor just a little bit. Nothing too major, because this thing is already a piece of dilapidated history. Anyways, still looks dusty, still looks dirty, because all I did was hit it with a shop vac and get the leaves out, and the rain is picking up even more. So that's a plus. Anyways, I'll get back with you whenever I get the rest of this cleaned out, and I will showcase all of my findings. Trusty old shop vac has cleaned all of this out. Hang on, let me get the light here. If you look in there, it has cleaned all of that gunk out as best as I could, at least. I mean, it's looking a lot better than what it did. But on top of our little discovery in the glove box, we also found what I think is one of those, well, maybe never mind, might just be a postcard. Suntan lotion, ignition parts, supposedly, bunch of insurance cards, but State Farm auto insurance guide. This thing is old, really old. Look at that. They got all the steps just in case you get in trouble. Looks like you got your safety stickers. You're always insured by State Farm, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, and it looks like also this, just a clip of some sort. with a bunch of old papers, a bunch of proof of insurance cards. These were the old spark plugs that were in the seat when I got the car, and these are the new spark plugs that I picked up while I was in the process of picking up the car. And that's my other glove I ditched because I couldn't record with these fingertips. So now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that floor piece out and clean it up a little bit better. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the seats though. These are pretty nasty, so I think it might be my best option to just take them out of the car and clean them up that way. Because honestly, they're not bad. They're all there, nothing torn, or doesn't look like it at least, but definitely need a good wash up. So I'm gonna work on that floor piece right there and clean it up, get it out of the car, and then we will see what's underneath. Pulled off the little floor cover things. Look at all this rust. It's crunchy. Gonna hit it with a shop vac in just a second. We're gonna clean that up. So after evicting several families of spiders and bugs, she's not looking the greatest, like I said. It's all cleaned up though, but it is so degraded and rusted that I was actually vacuuming pieces of the floor away. And I think it goes all the way back in there because I also have discovered I have daylight right in there. You see that right there above my hand. So floors are definitely going to need to be redone. Obviously, it's a Datsun. They came to the States, rust buckets, and they will definitely leave the States, rust buckets. But not this one. I am determined. I'm a tool with the, I'm a tool with the kid box. I'm a kid with a toolbox and a dream, and I won't let that dream down. So, yeah. Interior also looking pretty nice. I do have lights and a radio too, which was a big shock. I wasn't expecting that. But that floor pan is cleaned up. Gonna move on to that side now. Hopefully I don't find as many bugs and spiders. I think they were roly-polies, but there was a big ass spider right underneath that other side, and I'm not really gonna vacuum it out anymore because if I push down on this, I don't know if you can see it, it's giving way really easily. So we're gonna save that for another time because I don't feel like breaking the floor out of this, because I know I'm gonna have to do it eventually, but I don't feel like doing it now because I would like to enjoy this car a little bit before I strip it all the way down. So with that being said though, on to removing this guy, which last night I came by with my buddy Sean and took this piece off, cleaned up the surroundings just a little bit because there's sticks and leaves everywhere. You can still kind of see it. I mean, I also did disintegrate this because it's so old. And the only thing I have missing is the little return line down there. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it. Yeah, so if you come down here, return line, you need to get that out, and I just snapped that hose. That goes to something, but it's got like dirt water in it. Oh well, I just have to get a new hose for it. Everything's probably dry rotted on this car. That is a huge oil filter. Did not expect that. Another thing that worries me about this car is, one, that battery stand. Two, the owner actually left all of these spark plug holes open for I don't know how long. It's somewhere between 20 years because he said it last ran in 22. But, you know, sometimes you don't listen to that stuff because it's never right. And he could have just like been pulling my leg about it or something. But nonetheless, it's not going to deter us because I did drop some Marvel's Mystery Oil down there. Or my dad did. He'll be home in a little bit to come and help. But gonna try to remove that radiator because that is in the way of the crank pulley and it needs a new one anyways. So gonna do that right quick and then we're gonna hand crank it, see if I have movement in the pistons, and if I do, I'm gonna see if I can turn it on or if I even have spark. I'm gonna do that. If I have spark, I'm gonna see if I can run it just for a little bit, see if it even turns over. I did hear it clicking last time, which sounded to me like a starter not engaging, so I might have to get a new starter for it. Not too sure, but we're already plugs deep. Why not? Cables, starter, and everything else that's essential. So, yeah, I'm gonna go work on this radiator. I'll be right back. So it's been a little bit since that last cut. I got busy with a bunch of stuff going on. We're in a different location now, aka my grandma's house. I've got the car actually jacked up and out of the dirt now. She was kind enough to let me use it after she sold her old Lincoln that was sitting in here. But that's what we got. 4 brakes. Those were a pain in the ass to take off because we had to like take screwdrivers and like pry it off. Like once it gave us enough space right here, we took like screwdrivers and pry bars and pry it off there. Same for the other side over here. Except we didn't lose any brake hardware. That's why the shoes are stuck in position still. Uncle was also kind enough to give me a toolbox with a bunch of tools I can use. This is the only thing that's actually mine that wasn't given to me. So, a bunch of my stuff's out. Pliers. A bunch of those things. I don't even know what they're called. Bunch of more stuff. Empty drawer for whatever I please. And this was the drawer that code reader came in. So since that last cut, what we've done is we've taken off all the wheels, obviously, and the 2 brake drums in the back, AC compressor, and the radiator. Now, all that's left is to get this engine to turn because it doesn't like to turn, apparently. Go figure, sitting 20 years with all of your spark plug ports open probably isn't the best thing for it. So I've done Marvel's Mystery Oil, PB Blaster, and if that doesn't work, I have ATF and acetone. That's like a worst case scenario type thing. So, oh yeah, and I've also got the hood off, as you could probably tell, because it's not on there. In the process, that'd be a good idea to try to take these parts off. As you can see, I have snapped that one. Push this back. I've snapped that one as well. Snapped. And where is it at? Snapped. Not the best of luck with all of the rust on the car, but the important thing is that's out and leaking, which leaking part isn't good. Told my grandma I would not do that, but oh well. We'll clean it up afterwards with the pressure washer I have back at my place. So my main concern for this is look how like corroded on that belt is. Maybe it just doesn't want to move. And that right there too. That looks like it's snapped a little bit. And if we take a look underneath here, it is filthy from all the stuff that I've knocked loose out of this car. I had to do like a small cleanup yesterday. You can see it over there, all those leaves and stuff out of the bottom of the passenger floor pan. Yeah, so if you see that, it's pretty corroded on, not gonna lie. I don't even know what that is. That looks like it's just caked in mud, and so is that alternator. Definitely gonna have to get a new alternator. I've also cleaned this air intake out. I didn't know that they had like a winter and summer. So I guess like if it turned the different seasons and close that in or out, that's pretty sick. It's just some older car stuff you don't see all the time anymore. Probably because it's all automated. So I ended up not wanting to mess with the AC compressor too much, so I cut that hose. I cut this hose right here and fed it back through the hole that it came in down there. So that's where I'm at on the car as of right now. Like I said, I apologize for not documenting it better. I do have video kind of me rolling it into the garage and into the trailer that I hauled it in. Yeah, like I said, I apologize. I lost track of time and just got busy with other stuff. So, still working on the interior a little bit. As you can see, it's still kind of rank. But we do have the seat kind of cleaned up. I mean, we went over it. Still not sure on how to get the bag hatch open. Still got a lot of junk in there. There's pills back there. I'm not even sure what they're for. don't do drugs unless they're prescription kids. And I also, oh yeah, doors don't even shut on it, so I'm gonna have to get those aligned, or whatever you call it. Got a battery right here from my Jeep. Love that Jeep. The battery lasted in there. It wasn't supposed to, because it was only supposed to get the Jeep up and running to sell, and I was like, no, Dad, I want the Jeep. She's like, all right, whatever. So I had to buy the new battery, but you know what? It's doing good. It had a little bit of an issue earlier. It valve cover gasket. Tried to replace it with a cork one and messed it up real bad. So we ended up getting another one, rubber with the metal band in it or whatever. Used gasket material, and then put it on there, and it's been sitting. It's been waiting for me to get back home. So hopefully when I get back there, it is going to run right and not piss oil like an excited puppy. Anyways, I'm gonna go work on that crank, and if I get it loose, I'll let you guys know. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, because as of right now of recording this, it is about 6 o'clock maybe. Yeah, 6 o'clock seems about accurate. So it's getting pretty late in the day. Sun's starting to set. Like, not set, but like get lower. So if I get the loose, let you guys know. I'll get back with you.